If you've ever whispered, "Am I harming my baby?" while staring at the monitor like it's a courtroom exhibit, this video is for you. Because the internet will have you believing your baby will remember that one night forever, and also that you should just follow your instincts, even though your instincts are currently running on 2 hours of sleep and cold coffee. Hello, I'm Treasure, and I help exhausted working parents get out of the panic spiral and into a calm, realistic sleep plan that actually fits real life. Let me say this up front, gently and clearly. Being worried about attachment is not you being dramatic. It's you being a loving parent in an online world that profits from your guilt. Let's start with the truth underneath the fear. Attachment is not a single bedtime. It's the way you respond again and again, day after day. Feeding, holding, playing, comforting, talking, repairing when things are messy, and showing up with love. So, if you're a responsive parent all day and bedtime is hard, that does not automatically mean your bond is fragile. It means bedtime is hard. Here's what's really going on under the surface. Your baby can be deeply attached to you and still protest a change. Crying is communication, yes, but crying is not a diagnosis. Sometimes crying means, "I'm scared," and you respond. Sometimes crying means, "I'm mad this is different," and you respond too, just not always by undoing the boundary. And this is where parents get stuck. The moment your baby cries, your nervous system screams, "Abort mission! We are ruining their childhood." You're not. You're having a normal human reaction to your baby's normal human feelings. And now let's talk about what sleep training actually is, because the word itself is basically a jump scare. Sleep training is not stop responding to your baby. It's teaching sleep in a more intentional way with a plan so everyone can rest. It can be very gradual. It can include lots of comfort. It can include check-ins. It can include you staying in the room. It can also be more direct for some families. But at its core, it's about helping your baby fall asleep with less help than they needed before so they can connect sleep cycles more smoothly. That's it. Not abandonment, not coldness, not toughen up kid. There are a few common myths that keep you trapped in guilt, so let's clear them gently. One myth is that sleep training automatically equals crying for hours. That is not true. Some babies barely fuss, some protest loudly, some need a slower approach because their temperament is more sensitive or their body ramps up fast. Another myth is that if I let my baby cry at all, I'm teaching them I'm not coming. That's not how secure attachment works. Secure attachment is built through consistent love and responsiveness over time, not through perfection, not through never hearing your baby cry. Another myth is that if my baby cries, it means they are in danger. Most of the time, it means they are uncomfortable with change. Discomfort and danger are not the same thing. Now, none of this is me telling you to pick a method you hate. If a certain approach makes you feel sick inside, that matters. You're allowed to choose a path that fits your values and your baby's needs without letting guilt drive the car. So let me show you the smallest changes that make the biggest difference without turning bedtime into a nightly debate club. Start with the part nobody wants to hear because it's boring. Your schedule and sleep pressure matter. If your baby is going down either wired and overtired or not tired enough, you can do the world's gentlest method and it will still feel like chaos. When bedtime is timed well, everything gets easier. Not perfect, but easier. Next, keep the bedtime routine simple and predictable, not 45 minutes of crafts, just a steady, calm pattern your baby can recognize. Then decide what kind of support you're offering at the moment they fall asleep and make it consistent. If you're currently rocking to fully asleep and you want to change that, the least dramatic way is usually to reduce support gradually, not rip it away in one night and then blame yourself when everyone melts down. You might move from rocking to drowsy, to holding still, to hand on the chest, to sitting nearby, to slowly giving more space. That is still sleep training. It's just a version that feels emotionally safer for many families. Some babies do well with check-ins. Some get more upset when you pop in and out. That does not mean they're manipulating. It means their brain gets reactivated when they see you. And if your baby is more sensory sensitive or gets escalated fast, a slower, more steady presence approach can be a better fit, not because anything is wrong with them, but because their regulation needs are different. Okay, now we need to talk about you. Because attachment is not just what your baby needs from you, it's also what your baby needs for you to be okay. When parents are so sleep deprived, they're snapping, crying daily, or feeling numb, that impacts the whole home. You do not get a trophy for suffering, you get burnout. By the way, if you want this laid out clearly in a way that fits working parent life, download my free guide, The Modern Parent's Sleep Roadmap, the guide I wish I had at 2 a.m. The link is in the video description and on the screen. Now let's hit the part that usually brings instant relief. There's one question that helps you stop spiraling every time your baby makes a sound. And I'll give it to you in a second, because we also need to be real about when sleep struggles are not just sleep struggles. If your baby is very young, not gaining weight well, has feeding concerns, breathing issues, severe reflux symptoms, persistent vomiting, signs of illness, or you have any gut feeling that something is medically off, pause sleep changes and call your pediatrician. And if you're having scary thoughts, feeling like you might hurt yourself, or you feel emotionally unsafe, that is not something to push through. That is a support now situation. And here's when I'd stop guessing and get extra support on the sleep side. If you've tried to make changes and it keeps getting worse, if you're stuck in constant night waking for weeks, if bedtime has become a nightly war, or if daycare and work schedules make perfect advice impossible, that's exactly when personalized help saves you time and sanity. If you want a plan tailored to your baby and your real schedule, I can help. I have a master's in social work, I'm a certified pediatric sleep consultant, and I'm the founder and CEO of Rested and Renewed Pediatric Sleep Consulting. I'm also a toddler mom, so I fully understand the emotional chaos of loving your child and needing sleep at the same time. You can book a consultation through Rested and Renewed, and if you're not ready for that yet, start with the free roadmap and let it calm the noise. Okay, the question I promised. Ask yourself, is my baby safe, loved, and supported while we practice a new way to sleep? Not is my baby perfectly happy about it, not is anyone crying ever. Safe, loved, and supported. Because your baby can be safe, loved, and supported while still being annoyed that you changed a routine. And you can be a loving, attached parent while also teaching a new skill. The goal is not a silent baby. The goal is a rested baby and a rested parent with a relationship that feels steady, warm, and secure. So, if you've been carrying secret guilt about even considering sleep training, I want you to hear me clearly. You're not harming your baby by wanting sleep. You're taking your family seriously. You're allowed to choose a gentle plan. You're allowed to choose a more direct plan. You're allowed to change your mind and adjust. What matters most is that you show up with love, consistency, and a plan that matches your baby's temperament and your capacity. And the next video is going to help you feel even more confident about what to do when bedtime emotions spike, because once you understand that one piece, you stop second guessing every sound you hear and you can finally follow through calmly. Tap the screen to watch my next video.
Don't forget, download the guide, subscribe for more clarity, and tap this screen. Trust me on this one.